The show began like any other, but within minutes, everything went wrong. The audience couldn't believe what they were seeing. Jessica Radcliffe's final performance would change history forever. Jessica Radcliffe's childhood was filled with the scent of the ocean and dreams of the deep blue sea. While other little girls played with dolls, Jessica would sit for hours on the shore, sculpting dolphins in the sand and painting her dreams into reality. Her world changed forever. The first time she saw a dolphin up close, her world changed forever. There was a strange sparkle in her eyes, as if she already knew, this is my path. Her parents noticed this passion and realized their daughter wasn't like other children. As time passed, Jessica studied hard while also taking courses in dolphin training. Her only goal was to stay close to dolphins, understand them, and one day perform alongside them. At the marine park where Jessica eventually got a job, there were many dolphins, but one stood apart from the rest. My whole life was leading me here to this moment. They called me the Whisperer, but I never believed I had a special gift. But one stood apart from the rest. Her name was Belio. From the very beginning, they shared an unusual connection. While most dolphins hesitated around new trainers, Belio immediately trusted Jessica. It was as if they spoke the same language. Soon, Belio became Jessica's closest companion. Spectators often said the two seemed like one soul in two bodies. But sometimes, even bonds of the soul carry shadows. And one day, that shadow turned into horror. The auditorium was packed. Music thundered through the speakers, lights dazzled, and excitement filled the air. Children screamed with joy, mothers laughed, and all eyes turned to the doors where Jessica would appear. The doors opened, and there she was smiling in her white uniform, walking confidently to the poolside. The hall erupted in applause. With a wave of her hand, she called out to her star dolphin. Belio shot out of the water, flipping high in the air before crashing down in a brilliant splash. The crowd cheered wildly as Jessica began her performance. It was magical, like a dream. But then, something changed. Belio's behavior grew erratic. She dove repeatedly, splashing violently, her eyes burning with an unsettling restlessness. At first, the audience thought it was part of the show. But Jessica knew something was wrong. She tried the familiar hand signal that always calmed Belio, but this time, Belio ignored it. But then, in an instant that froze the world, Belio lunged from the water and clamped down on Jessica's arm with her powerful jaws. The hall erupted in screams. Some thought it was still an act, but the terror on Jessica's face told the truth. Her smile was gone, replaced by fear. With one brutal tug, Belio dragged her underwater. The pool exploded with foam and flashing lights as panic filled the air. Trainers rushed in, throwing ropes, but Belio was unrecognizable, like a creature possessed. Children cried. Parents covered their kids' eyes. The sound of screams and sobs echoed across the hall. Jessica's hand broke the surface, waving desperately for help, before Belio yanked her down once more. The trainers leapt in, but Belio shoved them back with shocking strength. Jessica fought underwater with all her strength, but Belio's jaws held her arm like steel. Her lungs burned as water filled them. She prayed silently, "God, if this is my last breath, let me find peace." Above, chaos reigned. Some spectators fled in terror, others stood frozen, unable to look away. The hall echoed with a child's cry, "Mommy, why is the dolphin eating the lady?" But no one had an answer. Then, suddenly, the surface stirred. Belio rose again, this time with Jessica's limp body. Blood stained her clothes, her arm torn, her lips dripping red. And in an astonishing moment, Belio gently pushed Jessica toward the edge of the pool. Trainers pulled her out, and doctors rushed forward, performing CPR as the audience held its breath. Belio remained in the water, eerily still, her eyes heavy with sorrow, as if she knew something irreversible had just happened. Jessica gasped weakly, whispered, "Belio is not guilty. She was just afraid." And then her voice faded, her body stilled. Jessica was gone. And at that very moment, Belio let out a piercing cry of her own, a haunting sound that echoed against the walls. She thrashed desperately in the water, calling out for the trainer she had just lost, then vanished into the far corner of the pool and never surfaced again. The footage of that day spread worldwide. Some called Belio a killer. Others blamed humans for caging wild creatures for entertainment. Experts later revealed that Belio's mother had been captured and killed when Belio was young, leaving her scarred with fear and anger. Months later, the marine park was shut down permanently. A memorial was built in Jessica's honor. It read, "Love can exist between humans and animals. But when fear takes over, even love can break." The hall collapsed into wails and cries. And at that very moment, Belio let out a piercing cry of her own, a haunting sound that echoed against the walls. Some say she was secretly released into the ocean. Others whisper she was destroyed. But no one knows for sure. And to this day, the story of Jessica and Belio lives on, a tragic reminder of the fragile bond between humans and the wild.